Alright guys, it's Friday morning. I'm like 8 miles in to the 12-mile road march we're doing this morning. And the route is all over the place. So I'm trying to stay in the front. I'm probably like top 8 right now. I'm definitely ahead of all the other PLs. But the thing in the infantry, especially being a platoon leader, like 70% of your reputation, evaluations, what people think of you is based off of 1, your physical abilities, and 2, your physical appearance. It's the way it works. It's probably the way it's always been. So I'm trying to finish top 10. So I've been running the majority of the time here. Almost done, and plenty of cardio. This is like a huge energy expenditure. I probably have 50 pounds in my ruck. The standard was 35. Full kit, weapon. So we'll see what we can get. I'm hoping for around 2 hours, 35 minutes. 2:22:18. So I'm just gonna eat something really quick before we're leaving work here. Before the ruck march, I had like oatmeal, a protein shake, a granola bar, and a banana. But I just want to get something really quick because I'm about to go to the gym, hit a back and bicep workout. So this is just 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder. I just mix it up with a little bit of water to make it into like a sludge. So protein and then 1 banana just for some quick carbs. And I'll probably hit the gym in like 15 minutes. Right now it's 7:21. As you guys can probably see, my back is pretty torn up from this ruck march. So what happens is, you have a pack that's sitting on your shoulders for 3+ hours. And mine had 50 pounds in it. And it's shifting around, just irritating my skin. I know a lot of people experience the same thing. So what I do to kind of mitigate it a little bit is there's a kidney strap on the ruck. So it goes around your waist. And then instead of all that weight sitting on your shoulders, you can help distribute the weight a little bit more across your back. So if you guys are seeing that, that's what it is, and it lasts like a few days every time we do a ruck march, especially when they're longer lasting. And in this workout, I didn't do any deadlifts just because my back was pretty taxed already, so I put more emphasis on width and then a little bit of thickness just with some rows, cable, and dumbbells. But I made one change to my macros that I want to bring up to you guys and let you know why. So protein is still at 250 grams, fat is still at 75 grams, and carbs have decreased from 400 grams to 375 grams. Reason being, and why I make those changes, because I like keeping fat moderately high or as high as possible for as long as possible. Because what I found in my last contest prep is when my fat got lower, around 50 grams, that's when I started really feeling like I was grinding and I felt the effects. Because dietary fat helps support testosterone and hormone levels, and the lower it gets in males especially, the more you feel it, and it's really individually based from person to person. But I found that if I keep fat a little higher and I pull carbs away, I just feel better, and I actually make better progress, and I can see my weight decrease a little bit more efficiently. Now, I dropped carbs to 400 about a week and a half ago, but I didn't really see a big difference. Reason being is 400 grams of carbs at the calorie count that I was at, that's kind of my maintenance, and that's what it was sitting at a few months ago before I even went into the bulk. So I assume that's sitting around 215, 220, close to that pounds right now. I'm at my maintenance I was prior. So I want to go a little bit deeper into this cut, and that's why I made the change specifically to carbs. Have a good day. Alright guys, so this week's grocery haul. This one cost me $110. Right now my grocery haul weekly have been costing me anywhere from $90 to $100. But you gotta consider that this is like the only thing I'm eating. I'm not really eating out too often. And I don't really have many expenses other than groceries right now being here. So I got 6 bags of this fancy green just salad mix. I've been eating 1 a day, which is like my primary vegetables. And also vegetable wise, I got 1 zucchini right here, and then 1 red bell pepper. That's for tonight. I'll show you my dinner after this. And then for some carbs, I got some Nature Own whole wheat bread. Now this has 12 grams of carbs per slice. The old bread that I was using prior to getting this, and this is what I used back in Texas, it was 20 grams of carbs. But now that I decreased my carb count a little bit, just changing the type of bread you get can make a big difference. And then some whole wheat tortillas, some cheese, some Quaker salt-free rice cakes. These are just like the original ones. 7 grams of carb per rice cake. I have 3 packs of chicken breast. I bought 6. I have 3 in the oven right now. And then these are some pork loin down here. Just something a little different other than chicken on a daily basis, and they're fairly lean. Some bananas. I have 10 pounds of russet potatoes down here. Some oats. I've been going through about a canister of those a week. And then just tuna back there. And these Nature Valley granola bars. I've been having these before PT every morning, just for some carbs. And then after PT, I go to the gym. So just like a small meal prior to that. Some salsa. Now, sea salt, the reason I picked this up is because when I'm dieting, I tend to clean my diet up a little bit so it gets cleaner, quote unquote. And then when that happens, my sodium count goes down a little bit. So I like keeping it high because I'm sweating a lot between the gym and cardio. So I'll add sea salt to like my potatoes or chicken and meals like that. And then I just have some peanut butter back here, which now that I'm cutting as opposed to bulking, it's taking me a lot longer to go through a jar of peanut butter. And then some more of these fat-free refried beans. And then for tonight, for the meal that I'm also making, I'll have some of these Rotel mild diced tomatoes and some reduced sodium black beans. So that's this week's grocery haul. All right, so right now it is 7 p.m. I'm actually about to go to bed since I've been up since 2:30 a.m. This whole meal right here is my last meal of the night. All of this food is 528 calories, 50 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat, 64 grams of protein, and 13 grams of fiber. So if you're dieting, this is like a very good example because it's high in volume, high in fiber, high in protein, moderate carb. What it is 130 grams of red bell pepper and 200 grams of zucchini, where I just diced them up, threw them in a pan with some Pam, and then sauteed them a little bit. Half a cup of black beans, 8 ounces of chicken, and then one of those cans of Rotel tomatoes. And I just let it simmer on there for a little bit, almost like a stew, and then add some sea salt. So if you guys are interested, this is really good, very flavorful. I'm about to rack out, guys. I'm absolutely beat. This day just kicked my ass. The summer farmer's tan is already in full effect. So yesterday, instead of like a normal day at work, we did a company organizational day. So we did like a barbecue. We played baseball. We played football and stuff. And I was only out in the sun for a little bit. Every summer I tend to get it though. So the plan today was to go into Seoul, and I wanted to go to a Korean baseball game because I've heard nothing but good things about it, and there's plenty of places to go. And they have it like every weekend. But I got called into work, so we have to work this afternoon and this evening. So I'm going to try to go into Seoul or the city tomorrow, maybe next weekend, because I wanted to use a refeed day to day because I woke up this morning at 216 pounds, which is a decent decrease from this previous week, mainly because of the energy expenditure this ruck march yesterday. So I'm about to hit a chest and tricep workout. Woke up early this morning, like 4:30 a.m. I just could not sleep in. I made protein pancakes by that company called Flapjack that sent me a bunch of stuff a few weeks ago. So I did 2.5 servings of that. And then I took some flight, some pump product, some intra-flight, and now I'm about to hit a workout. I won't want anybody good enough for me. But this heart is open, buzzing on the sea. In our eyes meet, I can only see the end. But tonight, I'm here, yours again. But tonight, I'm gonna lose it all. Playing with fire, I was the first to fall. Heart is sinking like a cannonball. Baby, kill it, what you waiting for? Something the way you move, it's something the way you do it, something the way you move. Oh, it's something the way you move, something the way you do it, something the way you move. Oh. Alright guys, so right now it's like 7 p.m. I'm about to leave work, but before I do, I wanted to answer a question I've been getting a lot on all social media platforms. It's how do you track alcohol when you're cutting or in a deficit? Because I know, like for me, for example, when I'm back in Texas, I love like microbrews. I'm not a huge like liquor fan, and I'll go out occasionally, not to get like super wasted or drunk, but because I love like IPAs and I love beer. This is kind of the way I track it. Now there's multiple ways you can do it. You can track it just by calories. You can break down by macronutrient. But this is how I break down my macros to track like a beer here and there, or maybe a shot or something. So I wrote this stuff on a whiteboard just to give you guys a visual while I'm talking about it. We'll compare beer, which is like a 12-ounce Bud Light at 4% alcohol, as opposed to vodka or any type of liquor that's 1.5 ounces at around 80 proof, which is pretty typical. Now, a shot of vodka at 80 proof is 100 calories, and then a 12-ounce Bud Light is 110 calories. So, pretty like misconception. People get things mixed up. They think if they just drink like vodka water, they're saving a lot of calories. Not really, but if you think about it as density of alcohol and how much you're going to have to drink to feel the same effect, you know, vodka or liquor might be your best bet. But for the beer, you know, typical Bud Light, 12 ounces, 110 calories. 1 gram of alcohol is about 7 calories, and there's 12 grams of alcohol in a Bud Light. So 12 times 7 is 84 calories just in the alcohol alone. And then 110 minus 84 equals 26 calories divided by 4, because there's 4 calories per gram of carb. So 6.5 grams of carbs left over. So you can track it as fats and carbs as opposed to alcohol and carbs, which just makes it easier for, you know, tracking your food, because most likely you're tracking fats, carbs, and protein. And since there's 9 calories per gram of fat, you can do 84, which is the calories you're tracking for alcohol, divided by 9, which gives you 9.3, and you can just round that to 10 grams. So you can track a typical beer, 10 grams of fat, and 6.5 grams of carbs. And then for the liquor, which makes it a little easier, you have the 100 calories, and it's just primarily alcohol. It's denser in alcohol. So 100 divided by 9 to track it as fat gives you 11 grams. So, I mean, there's different ways you can track liquor, alcohol, beer. You can do it and break it down by carbs and fat, or you can do overall calories, or you can break it down as just carbs too. So, for example, if you wanted to track vodka as just carbs, you could do 100 divided by 4, and then you have 25 grams of carbs you're tracking. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you already know all about those mannequins right back there. So that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.